Mike, set, 280. Hey. You ain't going. Hey, Red. Jump. Hey, Zoo.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. Oh, he's going to air it out. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Byron Jones. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Boy, an aggressive play call to start this game. It backfired, but aggressive, no question about that.
Is that one of those statement calls? Trying to let you know that they're going to be aggressive right out of the gate, but that one hung up just a little bit too long. He made a nice play on the ball defensively and was able to pick it off.
Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. It's a gain of 16 and a Dallas first down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Hey, here we go. 56. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
On second down, Elliott. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. Leighton Vander Esch, 3rd in the NFL in tackles as a rookie last year. There on the stop. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Stafford. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Byron Jones. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 49-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down.
First down, Dallas.
Yeah, let's go set lunch. Check 99. Check 99.
Prescott looks to throw on first. He's got the connection to Cooper. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. From the red zone now, Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Brett Maher on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys.
Next to score, Cowboys 7, Lions 6.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Ready to begin their drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Stafford, open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
A gain of 9.
He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
At their own 35-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. After 7-0 on EA Sports. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Check. Check hot route. Hot.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Mike Daniels, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
31 yards on the punt there. And the Lions will take over.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Robert Quinn.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Open man is Galladay, complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
250, 32. Hey. We own them. Zebra. Go.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the 1st round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they're dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Stafford on 1st down. Then he finds Danny Amendola. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Let's go. Let's do this.
And we'll remind you. Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 1st down, Stafford here. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse. That'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15.
55 mark. 20. In your face. Hey, Alpha.
To the air again, Stafford. Steps away to his left. He'll try and run it. Throwing, and this is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Maybe worse than the loss of yardage, they also lose the down. So now it's 3rd and long.
Get that quarterback.
Again, it's Stafford. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 21 yards there on 3rd down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. To throw again. Stafford. This is caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jermaine Kearse. His first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Prater for the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have an...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. Couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Hey, wahoo! Check right. Watching you buy.
After the sack on first down, Stafford, he'll get this one to Galladay. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Gain of 10 makes it 3rd and 9.
Set, go 20! Right there, 54 miles. Alert! Hey, Charlie! Mike 54! Let's go, defense. Let's get him.
To throw on third down, Stafford. And Amendola with a catch. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Easy! Hey, 5-0! Hey, box truck! Check, 55 to Mike!
On first and 10, Stafford. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Stafford now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. First and 10. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And we're going to get a timeout. They'll come out in the pistol. A bit of a surprise. They're going for it with 2 ticks remaining. No sign of the field goal unit.
Hey. Mike, 55.
The final shot before the break, Stafford. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this will be taken short. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive...
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
At the 47-yard line.
You're set. 280. 55. And 53. Ready.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
Getting out a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They go to Johnson again. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Stafford throws complete to Galladay. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He was over 100 receiving last week. He's over 100 now this week as he's got a first down as well. Stafford now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Stafford. The quick slant caught. 11 more on that one and another first down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Kerryon Johnson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point good by Prater, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This will be taken very short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Elliott on first down, got to get this back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now this throw caught left side. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The man they call Snacks, Damon Harrison, able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Prescott, and he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first down. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Prescott now. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing, Prescott. Being chased out left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Trey Flowers in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, and he's in search of another one right now. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
On second down, it's Johnson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Hey, exit.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43.
Hey, Haywood.
Out of the gun, Stafford. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Oh, good footwork on the spin. This thrown quickly out to Jones. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Hey, high 7. I'm here all day. Hey,
from the 50, it's Stafford. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this one is right down the middle. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, let a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Trey Flowers in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Using Zeke Elliott in the passing game, that's something Cowboy fans are getting used to. Last year, 77 receptions. And you think back to his rookie season, he had 32 and then 26 his second year. But he's really on the uptick. Prescott to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside.